Anytime is a good time to focus on health and wellness. A few experts are here with us from UNF's Recreation and Wellness Department, and they have some movements for us to help incorporate into our daily routine. So we've got Kayliana Quiver and Paige Hall. Thank you so much for joining First Coast Living.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, I'm so excited to see what you have for us today. And the first thing we're going to talk about is how to identify and set goals. And you use an acronym, SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Can you explain?
Yeah, so a SMART goal is going to start with a specific goal. So you want to make it something specific, nail down exactly what you want to do. Next one's going to be M, it's going to be measurable. So you want to make sure it's something that you can measure over a certain amount of time at the end, but time. So you want to go ahead and make sure it's something measurable.
Okay. And then we have achievable.
Yep, so achievable. So you want to start with something that you know that you can do. So you don't want to start too high that it's not something you can already achieve. So you want to make sure it's within your power to do it, which leads me into realistic. Also, you want to make sure it's a realistic goal.
And one of those would be?
A realistic goal would be like walking 3,000 steps for 3 days a week.
Okay, something that we can do, maybe not necessarily going right into a marathon.
Exactly.
In 1 month time or something like that, right? You want to be able to plan for that.
Yes.
And speaking of planning and time and all that, that's the last one's time.
Yep, you got it, time. So just like you said, you want to give yourself a good time frame. Okay. So if you do want to eventually be able to run a marathon, maybe, you want to start with something, either give yourself enough time to get to that training wise and set those goals and make sure you're kind of keeping up, or you want to start lower, give yourself a shorter distance, a shorter time to achieve something a little bit smaller and work up to it.
I'll leave that to Mike. Mike's the marathon runner of the group. Okay, so how can we increase our daily activity? An easy way.
The easiest way is to set a walking goal. You can walk in the morning, you can walk at night, you can walk around your house, outside, with your dog, with your kids. It's something that, everybody can do. Or if you have a bike or you're like roller skates or something like that, it's another way to increase your activity with little to no equipment.
Okay, and then what about structuring a workout at home? Let's say, okay, I've walked, but now I want to do a little bit more.
So if you do want to move into a workout, the first thing you want to do is pick your time frame. For this example, we will use 5 minutes. You'll choose 5 exercises, do them for 30 seconds, repeat it twice, and then you have a 5-minute workout. And an easy way to time that would be using something like a Tabata timer app on your phone that lets you set your intervals. You can add rest times, cycles, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, and Tabata workouts are no joke. You don't need to do them for too long to feel it. So we're going to do a couple moves here just to give some examples, right? What are we doing?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started with a body weight workout. This you can do without any equipment at all. Okay. We're going to get started with a squat. So here you want to put your feet about shoulder distance apart, keeping your chest up nice and tall and squatting down.
Okay. Not bad. I like it. Keep the butt back.
Yep, you got it. Next one we're going to move into is a lunge. So here you're going to be moving forward to back, just like this. You're going to have a bend in your knee, keeping your body up nice and tall, engaging your core to keep your balance on.
Oh yeah, I actually feel a little bit better balanced today. That's okay. I'm happy with this. But I have used a chair back before to stabilize.
Yep, and that's perfect. Okay. Go ahead and hold on to a chair to work yourself down.
Wonderful.
Next we're going to do a good morning. This is a lower back exercise. You're actually going to be hinging at your hips here. So feet or shoulder width distance apart.
Okay.
And you're sitting up nice and tall, keeping your core engaged and bending at the hips over to go ahead and work your low back.
That's a good stretch.
Yep, you should feel it in your hamstrings right behind your leg.
Oh, I like it. It almost reminds me too when you do kettlebell swings because you hinge.
Similar,
yep.
Yep, same that hip hinge movement. Next we're going to go down to our mat. Yep. Into an assisted push-up. So here you're going to be on your knees and your hands. Shoulders are stacked above your hands and you're keeping your elbows in nice and tight.
This is my kind of push-up.
Perfect. Oh, another modification for this push-up is going to be to use a wall. So the further you walk your feet out, leaning up against that wall, doing that push-up, the harder it will be. It's a good first step in moving down to these push-ups on the floor.
Perfect. Like to have the modifications for everyone. And then what are we doing next?
Lastly, we're going to do a core exercise. That will be a plank. Okay. So this is a good one to set goals for. You can set a good time frame to this goal. You can put it at 30 seconds, working your way up to a minute. So this is going to be a good exercise for your core, keeping your core in nice and tight.
Oh gosh, okay, that's already working. Let's do some moves with dumbbells now. If we have something at home, we want to add a little bit more resistance.
Yeah, so if you want to add a little more resistance at home, a couple modifications to the same exercises are going to be adding a dumbbell and doing a sumo squat. So your feet are a little bit more than shoulder width distance apart, squatting down just like that. Okay. Chest up nice and tall like before. Next is going to be a side lunge.
Oh.
So a little bit different movement, moving side to side instead.
Not as graceful with this one. Okay.
This one is a little trickier. And
But it's
holding
good.
those dumbbells where it feels comfortable. You got it.
Okay.
Next, we're going to move into a bicep curl with a press. So you're curling up at that halfway point and then pushing all the way to the top. You got it. Awesome.
And again, you could just do the 30 seconds for each one for 5 minutes.
Yep.
That's great. Okay, and then is there one more?
Next, we're going to move into a row. And you're keeping your elbows in nice and tight, just like that by your sides. You got it. Engaging your core always and remembering to breathe through that workout.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for helping us today. I'm already perspiring. Imagine doing this for 5 minutes total and you'll feel great. So hopefully even more, and this inspires you. I can't even think straight, so thank you guys so much. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website, and that's firstcoastliving.net.